What if the real problem with modern dating isn't a lack of love, but a loss of order? Welcome to Black Love Dialogue and Wine, a private podcast experience for those serious about love, marriage, and legacy. This isn't surface level romance. These are intentional conversations reclaiming the strongest love ever known, Black love. In today's dating culture, we've normalized trauma bonding and calling it commitment. We've romanticized love while forgetting marriage was built for legacy before feelings. At Black Love Dialogue, we restore balance, honoring love and structure, emotion and purpose. If you're seeking love, strengthening it, or preparing for marriage, this private experience gives you the mindset and resources to build lasting pair bonds. This private Zoom takes place 8 p.m. Eastern, last Sundays of the month. So get your tickets on eventbrite.com and bring your flash so we can toast and deep dive into legacy before love, featuring therapists Makaya Dominguez, Marilyn Odwini, mental health advocate Chris James, and award-winning relationship coaches Fila Antwine, Derek Cecile Clark, and Vaughn the Love Alchemist with over 35 years of marriage. What's up, Queen? We black up in this thing again. How you doing?
That's what we do. I'm doing well. Good to be with you always.
Yeah, just trying to, just keep letting them know what we're doing. January 25th, Sunday night, the Black Love Dialogue and Wine podcast, private podcast experience. So thank you again for signing up for this thing. We introduced them to you specifically on the last one. So we won't go too long with it today. We're just going to pop right in and just give people a quick little sample of what we're doing. So,
yes.
On this video, they get to watch us. But on the private Zoom, you actually can take part, participate. And it's not even a panel. We got experts. Everybody gets to participate. Even Steven, as I like to say. But with that said, you are an award-winning relationship coach. So if you will, highlight how they can follow you and what you do. And then we're going to play some clips and just, again, give them an example of how we're doing deep dives on this thing we call Black Love.
Absolutely. So my name is Fila Antwine. I'm an award-winning life and relationship coach. I teach women how to love as grown women. Not the tips and tricks that other dating coaches, experts give you, but this is about really having deep love, deep connection, these kind of soul-stirring bonds that create lifestyles and families and legacies. And so that's why I'm so excited to be a part of this, because I know that you are all about the Black love legacy and not just how to date or how to grab or how to snatch. And you can follow me on all platforms at She Is Fila. Everywhere I am the same person. And Montoya, I just want to say that what you are doing is something that I've heard so many women request and ask for so long, particularly the women that I work with who are saying, I'm doing the work on myself. I'm healing. I'm elevating. How do I find men who are aligned, who are ready to receive me? And so this is the perfect space and place for that.
Oh, wow. Thank you for even letting me know that. At the end of the day, I just make it real simple. For all the solutions that everybody, if you know me from Mental Dialogue, we discuss race, sex, and culture. But for all the solutions that we try to find in all the areas of politics, economics, the latest protests and all this kind of stuff, I say it's all for naught if we don't get this basic relationship between the Black man and Black woman healed again with all the, as you always highlight, all the intention that was brought to our community for why we do suffer through what we suffer through. And so what happens, it happens now because we don't have that village. Everybody talks about, so we say it takes a village. That's an old statement now, because we know if we're honest, we know we don't have that village. But what we can do with the Black Love Dialogue podcast is basically bring that community back for those who want to be successful at this thing we call marriage or pair bond.
Yes.
So that's our goal for everybody out there. So that's our goal, but not to keep people waiting. This is what it's going to be. You're going to talk to people that do this for real, sincerely, and care about our community. That's the only people that I selected to be experts on our podcast. We're going to react to clips. We're going to let y'all participate. So here's a clip but before I say the clip, let me highlight another brother. I think you may have been on the show with this brother, but Scary to Remarry. He put out this meme that I thought was perfect for what we're doing. The meme just simply says, before you take relationship advice, ask yourself, is this coming from love or leftovers from pain? So it's people out here with a lot of experience. They may be married, may have been married twice or three times. But if they're still giving it from a wound, their experience is all for naught.
That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I see this so often because, women, we are emotional. And so we speak from that emotional place. And the problem is that simply because you feel an emotion doesn't mean that it's a fact of life or a fact of nature. It's part of your personal experience. And there's a lesson there. There's something for you to take from that. And there are things for you to leave. But we don't often, as a community of women, nurture ourselves enough when we go through wounded experiences, and we don't hold ourselves accountable to the choices we made to put ourselves in that experience in the first place. And so when we're talking to other women, we're sharing from that lack of accountability and still that hurt and pain from the wound. So there's a level of healing that has to happen, but that can't happen without the personal responsibility and accountability.
No, I love it. But this is the one area where I highlight sisters are way stronger than men when it comes to this very thing that we're talking about. Right. I'll say this right before we play this clip, because I tell sisters, y'all will get up again and try, whether you healed or not, got the wound or not, y'all will get up and try it again 4, 5, 6 times. Men got 1 to 2 in their lifetime. If we don't get it figured out, we're going to talk from pain for the rest of our lives. And warn the next brother how to deal with a woman in this from our pain and setting him up for failure, because we're only coming from pain. We only got 1 or 2 heartbreaks. We can't take more. We got 1 or 2. That's it. So so y'all are much stronger than us on that. Get up and try it again.
Yeah, that's that emotional intelligence. But men can build their emotional intelligence also. I don't want to give y'all no scapegoat, no excuse.
Oh, I ain't looking for one. No, I ain't looking for one. No, that's why we're doing this work.
Yes, so exactly.
So we don't keep the scarred men giving the young guys their game from scarred places.
Right.
So we absolutely can build it. It's just on our own. We will talk from pain after if we get the 2 heartbreaks, we're gonna speak from pain for the rest of our life.
That's it.
Unfortunately, and
all of us just in the same box.
Yep, and we giving advice.
Yeah.
To other people, and it's from pain, not from love. You know what I mean? All right, let's go ahead and play this clip and keep this thing going so I can get you out of here. I got 2 clips actually, so let's do this one first.
Part of what makes a great relationship too, to answer that other question, was for women to understand what men need most. And what men need most is respect. But of course, we stopped teaching women how to respect men a very long time ago, so they have no idea how to do that. So my little outline for that is, they all start with A, it's easy to remember. Affection, appreciation, agreement, that's a big one, approval, and admiration. And I've yet to have the man who does not agree that would be what he would like.
I agree with that 1,000,000,000,000,000,000,000,000%.
My husband would agree with that too.
But I like how she highlights we don't teach women that no more, the respect part no more, and the agreement is a big one. And so I'm just curious to hear you speak on that topic, because you help modern women in modern times, and we'll even play with this term for the sake of it, the high value women for the sake of it. You show them how to do this thing called love the way they really want to do it. Because what happens is, as humans, our desire is correct. We just have lost how. We've lost the how to do it. But if you will, kind of just touch on those couple of things that are big to us as men, and what's your perspective on helping a sister learn what's no longer taught? Because she said it, we don't teach women how to respect no more. How does that look like? What does that look like for the people you help?
So the women that I work with, I want to be really clear. They are Black and brown women who are successful, who are accomplished, who are educated. So there's a lot of ego there, right? There's a lot of, I don't need a man. There's a lot of, I can do this on my own. But at the core of things and in the heart space, it really is, I want to be loved, nurtured, and cared for. So the work that I do is, how do we build that bridge from you wanting to be loved, nurtured, and cared for, but you don't need a man in your life and you can do all these things. And it really does come back down to respect. So one of the things that I teach my clients is how men actually have an achievement bias, right? Men want to do for you when they love you, when they care for you. They want a level to elevate too, but they have to feel respected and appreciated in order to do that. So if he needs respect and you need care, by giving him respect, by appreciating him, he takes better care of you. gives more care, gives more nurturing, and it becomes this ecosystem. But both partners have to be willing to step out of the ego and recognize that all the rhetoric that we hear in the social media space, in the media space, particularly for Black and brown folks, is designed to divide. So you have to have enough vulnerability to say, I'm willing to open up and see how we can really deeply connect through that ecosystem of care, nurturing, and respect.
No, absolutely. And she highlighted the different A's that I loved. Again, as I said, I 1000% agree. But the thing is, for anybody watching, this podcast or this Zoom, private Zoom, that's what it really is. It's not going to be a situation where we're just saying, hey, look, this is what the ladies should learn. Because here's the reality to getting that admiration and that respect. It has to be earned. So there's lessons, there's things we have to do for it to be earned. Yes, we want a woman to come into the situation understanding or having some idea how to do those things, but it is predicated on how we move based on the natural complementary roles that each have. So, it's not a situation like, yeah, if a woman just did this, or vice versa, we're not going to have those kind of conversations. Like men, we have to earn that admiration. We have to earn that respect. There are steps we have to take, and it will play a role in that woman giving that to us.
For sure. And I think we both have to come in with a willingness to really understand each other, not just to have our personal needs met.
Absolutely. And that's the mistake of today, right? The mistake is we've been fooled into the fairy tale of love of saying, how does this person serve me, versus the effort of you serving one another through understanding what the other needs. That's going to not be the same. There's some natural things that are not going to be the same. And we don't understand that today. You know what I mean? Like we really just don't understand that.
I agree.
Yeah. But here's this next clip is going to be something that we're going to have to really, really break down on the actual Zoom, the private Zoom. But this is real key to what we're experiencing and why we say the dating pool is
pissy.
Pissy. Here it is. This right here. This explains it all in my opinion. This is a lady named Boya Voka or something.
Do you know what the biggest problem in relationships is today that no one's really talking about, but it is everywhere? That we've never had more freedom in our relationships, and we've never had fewer relational skills. We want to be deeply known without ever saying who we are. We expect our partner to know how to love us without ever having to explain what loving us actually looks like. We crave intimacy, but we avoid the friction that builds it. I was just with my supervisor, couples therapist, Esther Perel, at a conference where I heard her call it social atrophy. It was so silent in the room after she named it, you could literally hear a pin drop, because we can all relate to this. We can date, work, shop, and leave a marriage all without leaving our couch. We've removed friction from our lives. But the problem is, friction is what teaches us how to relate. When every obstacle is just swiped away, we lose the muscle for navigating differences. We lose the tolerance for discomfort. We lose the ability to say, hey, this is what I need. Can you meet me here? And then we sit in these silent expectations, waiting to feel seen while resenting our partner for not reading our minds. But here's the hard truth. Your partner actually isn't a mind reader. They're a person with their own wiring, their own past, their own way of relating to love. And unless you tell them how to love you, they're just guessing. So no, your biggest problem is not a lack of love. It's that you've been taught that closeness shouldn't require effort, that love should be easy, natural, intuitive. But in reality, the most beautiful relationships are built through uncomfortable conversations, through repair, through growing the muscle of being honest and open-hearted. We don't need more chemistry. We need more capacity.
Man, she said it all.
She did. It is so nuanced and so layered, because having that awareness now opens up conversations to so many other things, so many other portals, so many other reasons why. Our addiction to technology, our lack of physical connection, people aren't outside anymore. Children don't go outside and play. So they're not building critical thinking and resilience and partnership skills. So it speaks to so many levels of challenge that we have to fix, but it is absolutely right. And I just saw a clip, Montoya, for a new show. I think it's produced by Mary J. Blige. It's going to be on Lifetime. And in the clip, one of the actresses said, I don't want to have to teach a man how to love me. But that's exactly what you have to do. You do have to teach someone how to love you, how to treat you, how to care for you. And this is the rhetoric that they are spewing to women, that you shouldn't have to teach him anything. You should just sit in position and he should just show up and know everything. And this is why we have so much anger, resentment, and disdain for each other, because we want to love each other, but nobody wants to do the work. No one wants to be honest, open, or vulnerable. And it's creating the bigger divide that we're going to be talking about on the podcast. And those are the issues and challenges we really need to fix.
And that's why this is going to be a solution to, again, we say for those serious about love, marriage, and legacy. This is a solution to that, because to your point, there's a new show, Mary name big in the, and again, it's not necessarily, I'm not putting it on Mary, but we just have to be completely aware of why that clip is the one that promotes it, because that sounds great entertainment wise, but language like that, or like you said, understanding the nuance of, if it disturbs my peace, I don't want no parts of it, right? There's value in keeping peace, but the way we're using it with social media is we're just avoiding conflict. So if you spend your entire life avoiding conflict, is it going to be impossible to pair bond in a marriage with someone you're intimate with? Like my brother Sincere, who's part of this, he says, he's a poet as well. Intimacy, into me. So that's what, and that's the thing that people don't understand. You can have even long friendships, but you're not intimate with your friend. So that changes the dynamic of how this person who you choose, and I'll use a couple of quotes and we'll get out of here. But again, we're going to use Inner Working of Relationships as for season 1. But listen to these quotes. It speaks exactly to what we just said, and we'll get out of here. But these are just some quotes from the book. What truly matters in building a happy marriage isn't how compatible you are, but how skillful you handle the incompatibilities. People don't even have the expectations of handling the incompatibilities.
Not at all.
For chemistry, like she mentioned, right? Another quick one. Love is not a feeling, it's an action, an activity. We don't even know that. We don't think of that. The health of a relationship is not measured by the absence of challenges, but the success of cooperation in navigating them. That's the win. That's the ultimate feeling that we want to desire. It's on the other side of cooperating and navigating challenges. That's what nobody tells you. We're telling you that on Black Love Dialogue and Wine podcast. Join us on Sunday. And y'all info. Lost my hold 1 second. I'll be right back. Knock my camera off. It might not
in for a treat.
All right, there we go. Yeah, you're in for a treat. That's it. Let me get you out of here, Queen. Thank you for the extra 3 minutes.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Appreciate you always. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see everybody and really, really, really share these gems together.
We're going to drink some wine and enjoy ourselves. So everybody bring wine.
Yes.
We're going to have our wine and we're going to get into these dialogues.
Yes. I'll see you then.
All right, good stuff.